your freedom struggle, the women here say that they still want freedom. Freedom to step out with ease, not being judged, wanting to travel safely, want public transport, connectivity. These are the basic needs of the women here in Telangana. As much as I've traversed through the city here in Hyderabad, this is all I've grasped. Follow me with me, Nabila Jamal, in this special to find out what the women of Telangana really want. We know for a fact that the women are the real deciding factor when it comes to elections. As much as the men may be in front of the cameras or leading the pack, it's ultimately the women's decision that really prevails. I have with me a bunch of empowered women here in Telangana, Hyderabad, who really have an opinion or two about what they might want from political parties. Whichever party may come to power. Anupama is a principal of an educational institution. Anupama, why don't you tell us the power of a woman when it comes to a family going and voting and which party they vote for?
We have 50% of our voters are women,
yeah.
But we don't see that representation either in the parties or in the voting segments also. Of late we are seeing that the more women are coming out to vote, but we want them to in even larger numbers to come and all the political parties to give, not just because some seat is reserved, but there should be more importance given to women in various departments.
Poor representation of women in public spaces. I think that's what results in many of the women issues being ignored. Vibha, what are you looking for?
I'm Vibha from College of Education, and I think that the education is the crux of development in any state, and I want the education to improve. There are a lot of vacancies in the government schools of Telangana, and I want all the vacancies to be filled in. And also I want vocationalization of education. Some skills need to be taught to the children so that they are self-sufficient.
Right, so I think in that case, teachers need to be taught those skills.
Definitely, we need to vocationalize education, especially in the government schools.
Lovely, fantastic. Ma'am.
Hi, I'm Geeta from Law College. I am voting for women's safety.
Yes. How safe is Telangana for women? I haven't really heard, stories of threat as such, as much as I would hear in many.
Not much of a threat, but we want it to become even more safer because we have so many of the IT techies who are traveling all over, the twin cities in the night.
Correct.
So we want our women in the state to be extremely safe, and we want women to be empowered, and we expect this government to take a lot more care of the women of our state.
Lovely.
And
do you feel safe to go out? What time is your deadline? I mean, what time do you feel that, all right, I need to get back home now?
I feel at all times we are kind of safe. At least till 11, I think we are pretty good.
Okay.
But, even much later, we require our state to be safer. When the women are taken care of well, I think the rest is all great in our state.
Absolutely.
And we want more women judges in our state because I'm a, law person. We would like to see more women as judges of our state.
There is a belief, there's a conditioning among the people in India or Telangana, I must say, that there is something great that a male is going to do. He is a superhero and a woman cannot shoulder those responsibilities. This is what we need them to come out of and give an opportunity to women. Give them a chance. Let them prove it, whether it is leadership, mid-level or low-level. I think all of them, as long as they are physically good, mentally good, can deliver all that a man can do.
So nice. I
think women are already empowered, if you ask me. You can.
I would certainly say this is a golden age for women, right?
Absolutely.
If you're doing something worthwhile, they say, "Wow, look at her. She's a working woman. You're glorified." If you aren't, it's normalized because that's what a woman is expected. She's looking after a family. What's wrong in that? So you're in this very sweet center spot, win-win situation. But I don't think women are going to settle for that. We
are multifaceted. We can take care of the family. We can do our work. We take care of the children. I think we can do it all. We are far, far, far better than the men.
If there's one thing that you want to say to the government, what would that be? Whichever government of the day that comes to power.
Create facilities to empower more women.
Okay.
Safety, take care of the women of the state.
Equality in the pay.
Equality in pay.
Transport facilities exclusively for women so that they can come out of their houses.
Why will pink prevail this election, Ms. Vijay Lakshmi? Why do you think Telangana women will vote for the BRS?
Nabila, I should truly tell you, from a decade, what women were before and what women are today. As you see, take me as an example. I've come from US and not in politics at all. I was a US citizen, came back, and then I did my law here, law school. I went to law school. Then I really saw the struggle of the people in my basti. I live in Banjara Hills, but most of my area, they're all like slums. They're all slums. So I never saw a woman come out of their house in 10 years, last 10 years. Then when I came and started living here, and then after finishing I saw a lot of domestic violence. This is always a male-dominated society.
It's a male-dominated world.
But it is changing, though. It is changing. I love to say this.
Yeah.
It is changing, especially when I see in slum. When I came first and what I see now is totally different.
Right.
People never
Why
came.
do you believe that change has happened? Do you believe that BRS
Education. No, not only BRS. Every scheme now, every scheme. I would really appreciate my CM KCR Garu, because every scheme today is whatever we are giving, BRS is giving, is on women's name. Talk about the houses, double bedroom houses that we have built. It is on a the women's name. Then talk about our Kalyan, what we are giving, Kalyana Lakshmi, Shadi Mubarak. A girl getting married, the scheme, actually your bank account, it should be on a woman. And then you get a check for 1,16,000 today. Nobody ever in this entire nation has given Kalyana Lakshmi or Shadi Mubarak. So it's a proud moment for a girl when she's getting those things. Then again, we have another...
Congress says we are giving cash transfer to every head of women, family head of a woman.
Nabila, let me tell
Free
you.
bus travel.
People, when election come, people say so many things. Every party talks about so many things. But from last decade, we've been giving it to the people.
Would you tell us a woman in Telangana? If someone has to see a woman in Telangana, through what lens will they view that woman? Empowered, intelligent, strong? How would you call a woman of Telangana today?
Sadly, because of the KCR's government here, the women in Telangana are totally neglected and very vulnerable. I say this because crimes against women in Telangana, the crime rate against women in Telangana stands at the #1 place in South India.
Right.
So, when you take a woman, she wants to be honored, of course, but protection is something that's basic. No woman would want to feel vulnerable.
You're saying women feel insecure in the state?
Very, very insecure, because when you just step out and see, there are so many liquor shops, so many belt shops everywhere. So liquor sales have gone up by 1.5 times more since KCR became the chief minister. There's absolutely no protection for women in Telangana. The crime rate against women is #1 in South India. Women are being abducted, women are being raped, women are being murdered, women are being abused, and there is no limit to that. Plus, KCR's government had promised interest-free loans to the women of Telangana. And my question to KCR is, where are they? When my father was the chief minister, the late Dr. YSR, he used to give loans at a very 3 or 4% interest rate, where women used to come up, take the loans and do, with it, use it for a small business or something. It helped them in some way. It gave them self-respect, and it helped many to stand on their own feet. But nothing like that is happening now in Telangana. Women are totally ignored.
Well, when we speaking of BRS, of course, K. Kavita, KCR's daughter and MLC herself, has championed for women's reservation in the parliament. At least she was really pushing for it, and she claims credit for the announcement that was made by the BJP, reservation for women in the parliament and elections going forward. There's no time period, but she claims credit for it. What would you say?
I would say all that was a gimmick to divert the attention of her liquor scam. She was being involved in a liquor scam. She was close to getting arrested, and that's when it dawned on her that she should fight for women. So why didn't she fight earlier is my question. And if she had the grit in her to fight for the women, then why isn't she fighting in her own party against her own father? Shouldn't she be doing something before the KCR's gate itself, before she goes to Delhi and fights for women's rights?
Campaigning, so aggressively, and your car and cavalcade was attacked. I remember I was anchoring, I was on air at that point, taking all the live updates, and I was shocked to see you, a woman really strong. You would refuse to budge from the car. You sat in the car. You welcomed the attack. I mean, where does that confidence come from? And what does Y.S. Sharmila want to do for the women of Telangana if you are in the position of power?
Well, my father raised me in such a way. He never ever said that I was inferior in any way.
Yeah.
And he always encouraged me. He never made me feel that I should, I should respect someone, or I should show some, regard just because, they are a male or something. Well, before what happened, before you said, you mentioned that my car was being towed away.
Yeah.
I was sitting in the car while I was being towed away in the car. But before that, what happened was, while I was doing the Padayatra, well, I went on a Padayatra 3,800 kilometers of Padayatra. And so there were these BRS gundas trying to, stop me from doing the Padayatra. So they actually, while I was still in the bus, so there was this bus where we had a lunch break and things like that. So the BRS goons actually set light to my bus.
Gosh.
They set it to fire, and that's how it all started. It all escalated. And they set it to fire. They beat up people with rods and, threw stones at us and everything. And in spite of that, the police had not filed any cases against the BRS goons. So my only attempt that day was to bring that bus to Hyderabad, to Chief Minister's house, and exhibit that bus to him.
No, but how many women have that courage, right?
Yeah.
So you showed that resolve, and I think you've set the right example, at least for women who want to fight in Telangana. Why did you not refuse to stand? I thought you were standing when you were supposed to be contesting. What really happened there? I'm sure women of Telangana will be looking forward.
Exactly. I think all the people are looking forward to a change in the government in Telangana.
Yeah.
Not just women, but all the people. The unemployed youth are, they're killing themselves. There are farmers' suicides. There are all kinds of things happening in Telangana, and it's very important that KCR does not come back to power.
Now, why didn't you stand though?
I didn't stand because, as it happens, that YSR was a congressman. My father was a congressman, and it happens that because I bear the legacy of YSR, the vote that I am going to pull away is going to be the, originally Congress's vote bank. So if I contest, our reports were saying that there are going to be 55 constituencies where I will cause huge damage to the Congress, and 20 constituencies where I will actually help Congress lose.
Okay.
So there was this huge risk of KCR coming back to power if I split that anti-KCR vote bank. That's why I had to make this sacrifice.
So in every way, you don't want KCR to be back.
No, he should not come back to power, because not only women, every section is being cheated by the KCR, and it's an extremely corrupt government.
So you're wholeheartedly supporting the Congress?
Yes, I am having to, because I do not want KCR to come back to power.
Why didn't you merge with the Congress, your party?
Well, that's a huge decision, and this is a young party, and I can't do this just for one election.
Representation of women in politics here in Telangana seems abysmal.
I don't think it's abysmal. I would say that, we are on our way.
Well, in BRS, they've barely given 7 women tickets.
Okay, in the BRS.
Well, the Congress also hasn't done really well, but I see you campaigning, so it's a relief to know that women are in the forefront.
Yes, absolutely. As you can see in Congress, I can comment about Congress. We are out in full force. We are on our way to the top. As you know, the Telangana Congress is doing very well, both in rural as well as urban Telangana. But why I said it's we are on our way is because a lot of young women have joined us.
Yeah, I see lots of women who are camping with you.
Yes. So many of them are first-time voters. Many of them are old Congress workers. Women who have over a stretch of decades been with the Congress, been politically active, and have, of course, gone through their life, their professions, but yet remain Congress karyakartas. I have greatest respect for them, and they have joined us. I have in Sanat Nagar constituency, which I represent as a Congress candidate. I have gone to every house requesting young girls, mothers, wives, women who generally do not get out of the house to come and join the election fray.
But how do they resonate with you? What are the women's issues that you're raising here for women of Telangana?
No, of course we have a plethora of issues for which we have solutions in the Congress, and women specific manifestos, women specific agenda we have. But what's interesting, Nabila, is that I'll give you one example. So when in one of the events, the women were able to sit outside in chairs and wait for various events to happen, have discussions with various leaders, including when I came, they were able to have a cup of tea with me, discuss their problems, how they perceive, for instance, what the BRS government has been doing. It has been a kind of a revelation to get the women perspective on how bad the BRS government has been. That has been missing from the narrative. So women have been able to come out of their homes, or I would say that come out of their spaces and join the political discourse because there are women candidates in Congress. Now, I do not see this happening in any other party, which is why I said there is a difference between Congress and BRS.
BRS says that we've championed. K. Kavita says I have fought for the women's reservation bill. So what are you saying? I'm all for the women of the state.
Well, I mean, she is, of course, the Chief Minister's daughter, and the Telangana people are used to hearing her one-sided story for the last several years. Every woman of Telangana knows that whatever this person says goes as the rule, but it's not necessary that it is the truth. The general arrogance of the BRS leaders, especially of the Chief Minister's family, is very well known across Telangana. So when they come out with election promises, as they have done soon after the Congress made these promises, they just copied those promises and came out with the promises. Nobody believes them. Nobody believes them. And first of all, women do not believe them, because whether it is Madam Kavita or others, a few others, there are not too many women in BRS. And their idea of women empowerment is giving saris on festivals, or just giving just enough for the women to be, their women around them to be slightly happy. That's all. It is not to empower. There is no emancipation on the horizon, It is just it's one of those gimmicks, if I may use the word. It is just that. Now, after 9 years of this, women understand this. Most importantly, everyone understands this. That's one of the reasons why you see a Congress wave in Telangana. This Congress wave, if you see historically, is a continuation of the Telangana movement. The ideas of
Telangana movement had a lot of women who sacrificed for the Telangana movement, but we hardly see anyone in power or those who have been glorified. Only the men have found their position in the state, but women who fought for Telangana separate state seem to be in the shadows.
Absolutely.
A quick word on what the promises you'll make for women if Congress comes to power.
I just want to comment back on what you had just said, that why are the women who participated in the agitations, why are they not part of the political landscape? It's primarily because there has been just one party which has been dominating the political landscape, and that's been the BRS. The Congress, on the other hand, has a lot of people who have participated in this Telangana agitation in the party fighting this election, including women. So that is on the Congress side, we are trying our best. It's the BRS which has kept the women out, kept the men in, it is a Dorala party, as they say. It's a man's party, you know. So, yes, the promises. Most interesting promise is that of giving 2,500 rupees per woman, which is a very important thing. We all know, I mean, even the World Bank and all the agencies which work in development for decades and, you know, developing countries have said that financial freedom, financial independence will improve the status of women. And that's what we are trying to do. That by giving them directly a kind of financial support, you are going to give them some agency over their own lives and their decisions. And that's one of the most critical promises. Of course, we have the cylinder, gas cylinder for 500 rupees. Now the question is that the question which the women ask, and this is very critical because financial matters, people usually think that women do not get into it, but women ask this question, that where has been the 700 rupees extra which the Telangana government has been taking from us? Telangana women have been paying 1,200 rupees per cylinder, almost 1,200, 1,100 plus. So the question they ask is, if Congress is able to give 500 rupees in Karnataka per cylinder, why are we paying the 700 extra per each cylinder? And where has that money been going? So this is something which the women ask. The women also ask, what about the ration which they were supposed to be getting? You know, earlier times there were 9 items which were being given by the Congress party. Now they are getting just a handful of rice. That adds to their bills. So if you look at the financial budget, the budget of a household, it's the woman who's in charge, and that's one of the reasons why the condition of the Telangana government with its mounting debt, it's reflected in the woman's budget of the house. So it's the woman's budget, it's the woman's decision which is going to decide the verdict of this elections in Telangana, Naila.
You are watching India Today, powered by Finest, Be Sustainable Change, a BNP Group company.
What really should be your alternatives to white refined sugar, which clearly is something that you must avoid? Let's talk about what you can use instead of this white sugar. Number 1, organic brown sugar. Organic, then all the very better, because this is extremely healthy. Now what it does essentially is that this is processed, but it is made in the most natural way to retain most of sugarcane's nutrition, and that's the reason why this should be an alternative. Coconut or palm sugar, again extremely healthy sources of sugar, which are alternatives as well. Extracted from the flower buds of the coconut palm tree, the sugar has a mild caramel taste and can be used in a number of ways in your delicacies, also for daily consumption. Date sugar, extremely nutritious natural sweetener. Date sugar can be a great addition to your diet. This also is a good alternative. Jaggery or gur, as we know, it has got a world of benefits in terms of what it does to your body. Essentially, a lot of people have spoken about the fact that during pollution, you should be consuming a lot of gur. It's a great alternative to sugar. Also, the fact that it is rich in iron is really an added benefit and added advantage. Raw or unprocessed honey. This too is a great alternative. You can use it in various forms like you use white refined sugar. It tastes extremely good as well.
Make your media plan smarter with India Today Live TV on your connected devices. Amplify your brand with 100 million smart internet viewers. To advertise, mail us at sales@aajtak.com.
In politics, Everyone has an opinion, but I have the data. Whose stock is rising? Whose graph is falling? Track India's political stock exchange. Unmatched, unmissable data analytics. The only show on News TV where numbers do the talking. India's most credible poll tracker. The Political Stock Exchange with Rahul Kanwal, only on India Today.
A season is turning, autumn giving way to winter, and in Madhya Pradesh, a government will soon have to give way to another. And it's in the midst of this deafening political campaign, I file my first election dispatch.
बदलाव जरूरी है ईमानदारी आजकल का हो कोई नेता नहीं है Majority of the BJP in Madhya Pradesh.
You are watching India Today. Powered by Finest, Be Sustainable Change, a BNP Group company.
Weather forecast now. Delhi, maximum 32 and minimum 17 degrees. Mumbai, maximum 33 and minimum 26 degrees. Kolkata, maximum 31 and minimum 20 degrees. Bangalore, maximum 26 and minimum 20 degrees. Chennai, maximum 30 and minimum 26 degrees. Hyderabad, maximum 28 and minimum 21 degrees.
Kerala's public health. All political parties traveling from different parts.
Armed with facts,
Looking at political back.
she takes the news by its horns.
Do you think the future of these students are not hampered?
Fierce, bold, and direct, setting the tone for the biggest stories from every corner and every angle. Expect nothing but the unfiltered truth.
News first, niceties later. Watch me, Nabila Jamal, on India Today.
Make your media plan smarter with India Today Live TV on your connected devices. Amplify your brand with 100 million smart internet viewers. To advertise, mail us at sales@aajtak.com. You are watching India Today. Powered by Finest, Be Sustainable Change, a BNP Group company.
The bold look of Kohler. Titan Eye Plus, expert who cares. Dulux Velvet Touch feels like home. Co-presented by Aapka Joy, Bharat Ka Joy, Joy E-Bike. Co-powered by Parul University, Vadodara, Gujarat.
అది నరేంద్ర మోదీ గారి నాయకత్వంలో చంద్రయాన్ 3 ఎంతో మంది వచ్చారు.
Kalyan right now speaking in Hyderabad in the presence of Prime Minister Modi, highlighting some of the accomplishments of the Modi government. It's under the Narendra Modi government that we've also reached the moon.
అదే శాస్త్రజ్ఞులు, అదే గొప్పవారు, అదే విద్యావంతులు, కానీ బలమైన సరైన నాయకుడు దెబ్బతిన్నప్పుడు భుజం మీద తడితే ఏ విధంగా ఉంటుందో ఈ రోజున భారతదేశం అభివృద్ధి చూడొచ్చు. 3 దశాబ్దాల పాటు రావాల్సిన ఒక ప్రగతిని నరేంద్ర మోదీ గారి నాయకత్వంలో కేవలం దశాబ్ద కాలంలో.
It is under Prime Minister Modi's leadership that we have seen overall progress and development.
Number 1 in digital payments. UPI లో దాదాపు 10 billion transactions ఈ దశాబ్ద కాలంలో.
10 billion transfers have happened under the UPI courtesy the Narendra Modi government.
2014లో 10వ స్థానంలో ఉన్న భారతదేశం ఈ రోజున 5వ స్థానంలో నరేంద్ర మోదీ గారి నాయకత్వంలో మనం సాధించగలిగాం. ఈ రోజున బీసీల గురించే వస్తే అత్యధిక శాతం ఈ దేశం బీసీల జనాభా. మేము వారిని ముఖ్యమంత్రి చేస్తాం, అనగారిన వర్గాలను ముఖ్యమంత్రి చేస్తామని చెప్పి నోటితో చెప్పడం చాలా తేలిక, నోటితో ప్రేమించడం తేలిక. బీజేపీ నరేంద్ర మోదీ గారు బీసీలు నోటితో ప్రేమించలేదు, సీటుతో ఇచ్చి ప్రేమించింది, మాటలతో ప్రేమించలేదు. ముఖ్యమంత్రిగా బీసీని ముఖ్యమంత్రిగా చేస్తామని ప్రకటించి మరీ ప్రేమించింది.
BJP is the first party to have said that we will make someone from the BC, the backward community, a chief minister in the state of Telangana.
తెలంగాణ పోరాటాల గడ్డ. పోరాటం అంతిమ లక్ష్యం శాంతి కోసం, అభివృద్ధి కోసం. పోరాటం అంటే చావడం కాదు, పోరాటం అంటే గెలవడం, లక్ష్యాల్ని సాధించడం. భాగవతం పుట్టిన నేల ఇది, తెలంగాణ భాగవతం పుట్టిన నేల ఇది. బతుకు భారం అవ్వకూడదు, ఈ భాగవతం పుట్టిన నేలలో బతుకు భారం అవ్వకూడదు. మోదీ గారి నాయకత్వంలో బీసీల తెలంగాణ రావాలి, సామాజిక తెలంగాణ నిలదొక్కుకోవాలి.
Under the Prime Minister's leadership, the BJP must come to power in Telangana and ensure the upliftment of the backward community.
నరేంద్ర మోదీ గారికి ఉంటుంది.
And also the overall progress of Telangana.
2047 దేశంలో ప్రపంచంలో అగ్రగామి దేశంగా కావాలంటే మూడోసారి ఔర్ ఎక్ బార్ మోదీజీ.
And there you have Pawan Kalyan chanting the slogan Har Ek Baar Modi Ji.
ప్రధానమంత్రిగా 2047 విజనరీ భారతదేశమే
To ensure that we realize the vision of the Prime Minister of Mission 2047, every single time we must ensure that the Prime Minister wins, that the Prime Minister leads.
బలమైన ఆర్థిక వ్యవస్థ భవిష్యత్తులో ప్రతి భారతీయుడు చూడాలి. అలాంటి భారతదేశం కోసం సాయశక్తుల నా వంతు నేను కృషి చేస్తాను. ప్రధానమంత్రి గారికి అండగా ఉంటాం. ఈ ఎన్నికల్లో వారికి అండగా నిలబడతాం. మాకు వారితో కలిసి పోటీ చేసేందుకు అవకాశం ఇచ్చిన ప్రతి నాయకులందరికీ, పేరు పేరున కిషన్ రెడ్డి గారికి, లక్ష్మణ్ గారికి, బండి సంజయ్ గారికి, ప్రతి ఒక్కరికి పేరు పేరున నా హృదయపూర్వక ధన్యవాదాలు తెలుపుకుంటూ అమిత్ షా గారికి
I'd like to convey my gratitude, my thanks to Home Minister Amit Shah, besides the Prime Minister, to Bandi Sanjay, to Kishan Reddy and every BJP leader.
నేను చూసుకొని కేవలం నాయకులుగానే కాదు, నాకు అంత అండగా చూసుకునే, నాకు ధైర్యం ఇచ్చి రాజకీయాల్లో నాకు బలమైన భుజం తట్టిన నాకు నాయకులు. నేను ఎక్కడో మీ అందరిలాగే ఒక కూర్చొని ఇలాంటి వ్యక్తి ఒక బలంగా కావాలి. గుజరాత్లో ఆయన స్పీచెస్ ఉన్నప్పుడు ఈనాటి వ్యక్తి ప్రధానమంత్రి కావాలని కోరుకొని
These leaders have put their faith in me. I remember listening to the Prime Minister when he used to speak in Gujarat, and I believed always that we need a man, a leader like him to lead the country.
మనస్ఫూర్తిగా మోదీ గారికి పేరు పేరున ధన్యవాదాలు తెలుపుకుంటూ ఔర్ ఎక్ బార్ మోదీజీ ఆనా చాహియే అని చెప్పుకుంటూ తెలియజేసుకుంటూ సెలవు తీసుకున్నాను. జై భారత్, జై హింద్.
గౌరవనీయులు
And there you have Power Star Pawan Kalyan speaking there, heaping praise on Prime Minister Modi. You see him seated right next to Prime Minister Modi. Both of them are all smiles. And very clearly, Pawan Kalyan sending out the message that he's honored to be tying up with the BJP.
చాలా మంది ఎత్తడం లేదు. భారత్ మాతా కీ.
So the Telangana BJP chief and Union Minister Kishan Reddy is currently speaking. We're standing by for the Prime Minister also to speak. But this is an important moment because you've got now the BJP sealing the deal with the Janasena, with Pawan Kalyan present there at the Prime Minister's rally. And you see, in fact, what Pawan Kalyan has said. The superstar has made it clear that he 100% backs the BJP. His full speech peppered with praise for Prime Minister Narendra Modi for the work that he's done nationally, and highlighting that there's a need to ensure that the same leadership is brought in Telangana as well. I want to bring in Apurva Jayachandran, who's joining us live from the LB Stadium in Hyderabad, which is where right now this rally is taking place. Apurva, you look at Pawan Kalyan's speech there. Obviously, you know, he's known for his hard-hitting speeches. We've seen it repeatedly in Andhra Pradesh when he takes on Jagan Mohan Reddy. This time, using that, he's heaped praise on the Prime Minister, repeatedly saying that it's time now for Telangana to vote for Prime Minister Modi, making him the face of the campaign essentially for the BJP and the Janasena.
Well, Akshita, it's important that we see both these leaders. You know, we have Prime Minister Narendra Modi on one side and also the power star Pawan Kalyan, who's on the other side, joining here, addressing in the same dais as Prime Minister Narendra Modi today. It's going to be an interesting speech that we'll also expect from Prime Minister Narendra Modi in just a couple of minutes from now. But we're already getting to see how Pawan Kalyan has made a strong statement that he says he is also, not only in the India alliance, but also that he is in full support of whatever the Modi government has been doing for the nation, for the people of India over the last couple of years, maybe be it through its the schemes that the BJP has brought out, or various other opportunities that the BJP has provided. That's what Pawan Kalyan has also gone on to state. It's going to be interesting because now we're seeing how Pawan Kalyan has not only given a bold statement there in support of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, but also we're hearing from sources that Janasena, which is Pawan Kalyan's party, they're also going to be partaking in the Telangana elections. They're not only making an entry here into Telangana elections, but also that it's going to be one important one in alliance with the BJP. That's what we're hearing. BJP and Janasena seat sharing is also going on. Roughly around 9 seats we're expecting, that the Janasena will be given, is what sources do tell us. So it's going to be extremely important that this smooth talks go over between the Janasena as well as the BJP there. And now with Pawan Kalyan making his presence amidst Prime Minister Narendra Modi's public address today here in LB Stadium, it's a grand gesture there by the power star as well. As you can see around me, the people who have gathered here are also not small in number. Several cadres have gathered here, women, children, all of them supporters of the BJP have gathered here. This amidst the heavy security that has been lined up. The entire LB Stadium is in fact jam-packed with public, all witnessing to hear Prime Minister Narendra Modi speaking as well. The crowds outside are just a very marginal number of what
so
is
the
reality.
Next speaker is going to be Prime Minister Modi, and there's no doubt that he is going to essentially return the favour to Pawan Kalyan, that he will also be welcoming Pawan Kalyan officially to the fray, to the BJP, also with this alliance being announced between the Janasena party and the BJP in Telangana. Apurva telling us reportedly about 9 seats could go to the Janasena in this alliance, in this tie-up for the elections. I want to also bring in political analyst T.S. Sudhir, because while, the optics speak volumes really of what could be perhaps the impact of Pawan Kalyan. Sudhir, do you believe that actually when it comes to polling, when it comes to voting in Telangana, there will be a power star factor impact at all for the BJP?
Well, Akshita, I remember, in fact, in 2014 at the same Lal Bahadur Stadium, Narendra Modi, Pawan Kalyan and Chandrababu Naidu had shared the stage at that time. So we are talking of roughly about 9.5 years. So it's like, coming full circle out here. You referred to whether Pawan Kalyan and the BJP would really be able to set the Godavari on fire in Telangana. looks highly unlikely given the fact that Pawan Kalyan is pretty much an untested electoral force in Telangana. He's more seen in the politics of Andhra Pradesh, and that's what makes this entire alliance and the willingness to have Pawan Kalyan as part of the NDA alliance in Telangana very interesting. Because if you remember, soon after Chandrababu Naidu was arrested and sent to Rajamundry jail, Pawan Kalyan announced that he will be fighting the election in Andhra in the summer of 2024 along with the TDP. Now he's fighting the election in Telangana along with the BJP. Now, does it mean that the BJP and the TDP will also come together? The TDP is not fighting the election in Telangana. So it's a bit of a political khichdi that's really playing out between the two Telugu states, the politics of the two Telugu states. Pawan Kalyan, the BJP would be able to kind of galvanize the youth vote, and they would be able to tap into the youth vote, especially in areas, in constituencies where there is a large Andhra so-called settler population in districts like Hyderabad, Nalgonda and Khammam and parts of Nizamabad. That's what they would really hope. But Pawan Kalyan per se hasn't really been tested in the politics of Telangana. He has not really taken active part in any major election in Telangana. So it's really too early to say whether he would have that kind of an impact. And given the fact that today is already the 7th, 10th is the last day for the filing of nominations. The Janasena list of candidates is not yet out. We still don't know whether the number will be 8 or 9 seats that will be offered to the Janasena. What I'm told is that 8 is kind of confirmed. There is a bit of wrangling going on over the 9th seat. Many BJP leaders are not very happy with these number of seats being given to the Janasena because they feel that Janasena really does not get much to contribute in terms of cadre strength, in terms of vote transfer to the BJP candidates as well.
So, from what you have told us, Sudhir, there are several factors here that go against this alliance. What then explains the BJP's, push to ensure that this worked out with Pawan Kalyan? Do they perhaps internally believe that just because he's a superstar, it could help them get some votes?
Well, they would hope that being a power star, he will help them come to power in Telangana. But jokes apart, see, the BJP in Telangana misses a big face. They had one in Bandi Sanjay who had really emerged as a leader in the years that he was the party president. And then suddenly, for very mysterious and for reasons no one really knows, even within the Telangana BJP, he was replaced as president by G. Kishan Reddy. Now they are talking about making a BC leader as the next chief minister of Telangana if the BJP comes to power. And that's what is inviting the jibes as to why did you replace Bandi Sanjay, who is a powerful OBC leader from North Telangana, from Karimnagar district, if you were really interested in giving that pride of place to the OBC category in Telangana. So there are a lot of these uncomfortable questions that the BJP will have to really answer. Pawan Kalyan fits the space because there's a large Munnur Kapu population in Telangana, and they would hope that there would be some kind of a synergy. And obviously, he's a huge crowd puller. So if he goes and campaigns in any part of Telangana, there would be those huge crowds, and the BJP would hope that some of that will
Sudhir, my apologies for interrupting, but we're cutting across now to the Prime Minister who's speaking at the LB Stadium.
Bharat Mata Ki. देवी सम्मक्का सरलम्मा की जय। यदाद्री लक्ष्मी नरसिम्हा स्वामी की सकल जनसभा को వచ్చిన తెలంగాణ బంధువులు కూడా శుభాకాంక్షలు। तेलंगाना की इस महान धरती को मैं आदरपूर्वक नमन करता हूं। ऐसा लग रहा है जैसे मैं अपने कुटुंब के बीच आ गया हूं, अपने परिवार के बीच आ गया हूं। आप सभी तो मेरा परिवार हो। నా కుటుంబ సభ్యులారా, बीसी आत्मगौरव सभा इसका हिस्सा बनना मैं अपना सौभाग्य मानता हूं। और ये धरती, ये मैदान इसका मेरे जीवन में बहुत बड़ा स्थान है। 2013 में आप सबने मुझे बुलाया था इसी मैदान में और आप लोगों ने टिकट रखा था कि जो मोदी जी की सभा में आना चाहता है उसको टिकट लेना पड़ेगा, पैसा देना पड़ेगा। हिंदुस्तान के राजनीतिक जीवन की ये पहली और सबसे बड़ी घटना थी और पूरे विश्व में एक खबर फैल गई, हिंदुस्तान के जन जन में पहुंच गई और एक प्रकार से इसी मैदान में मोदी को प्रधानमंत्री बनाने की पक्की नींव रखने का काम हैदराबाद ने, इसी मैदान ने आप लोगों ने किया था। और मैं आज विश्वास से कहता हूं, जिस मैदान से मिले आशीर्वाद, मोदी को पीएम बना दिया, इसी मैदान के आपके आशीर्वाद बीजेपी का पहला मुख्यमंत्री, 20वीं मुख्यमंत्री यहीं से बनेगा। मंच पर मेरे साथ पवन है, लेकिन मैदान में आंधी है। तेलंगाना में बदलाव की जो आंधी चल रही है, उसे इस विशाल जनसभा में भी महसूस किया जा सकता है। आप लोग